Hello, my beautiful people. I want you guys to come up with a name for me. You guys have heard of you guys have heard of Frosty Tips, right? Like the hairstyle, Backstreet Boys area, all that shit. Well, what do you call this? You got the tips of your beard looking frosty. Hang on, let me get my brother in here.
It's like we're
Hello,
twins.
hello. Yeah, mine's artificial. How's it going?
Nice, nice, not bad, man. How you doing?
I'm
It's
doing
been
good,
it's been
man.
it's been a minute since we've had to talk about this fucking pedophile over there in Covington, Kentucky, isn't it?
Man, and I kind of thought, I was kind of hoping and praying that this was going to be the year when maybe he got a clue and stayed the fuck offline. I was wrong.
You know what's sad is like nobody's mentioning him when he's just talking about his fake ghost box or his regurgitated beats that he does with his shit equipment and his rent-a-center computers, and nobody cared when he's fucking selling these necklaces that he sticks a few rocks on and sticks in his. Nobody's talking about him. Nobody's
Nope.
fucking talking about him because he's that unimportant. He gets what 10 to 12 views when he's doing shit like that. Then
Yeah.
all of a sudden he goes into the whole fucking shit and caboodle about talking about us again and talking about his confession video that he claims is fake. I've heard so many stories from him about how that video is fake. It's real. I lied. I can't figure out what the fucking truth is with him anymore. So I just automatically assume everything about him is a fucking lie. Everything about him is a lie.
Yeah, everything out of his mouth is a lie.
Hello,
Yeah.
Order. Hello, Cricket. Hello, Kimberly. Hello, Shire. Hello, Shadow. Hello, It Will. Hello, Scooter. Listen, guys. Listen. Listen. Cecil's been on a bit of a bender lately. So what's going on is somebody else from his past has gone on to make something of of their lives, and as the predictable, jealous, disgusting, uh, child molesting piece of shit that Cecil Wayne Carroll of Covington, Kentucky is, he somehow believes that he is the credit behind Coleman's success. Can you believe that? Can you believe it?
What he's saying.
He mentored this young man, and by mentor I mean basically refused to include any of his music because he didn't think his music was mature enough. But butt sex made the cut. Butt sex, butt sex produced by Cecil. By the way, pro, produced. Let's talk about that word for a minute. Produced. Producer. I didn't produce Coleman. I refuse to produce Coleman. I've refused to be his producer. I don't know what the fuck you think produced means, but it doesn't mean a $38 a week computer that you get from Rent-A-Center with a $12 uh, thrift store piano and shit guitars and shit programming, slapping together some repetitive beats. I mean, every single beat is the same on all his music. He's just changing the twang on it. That's it. Like
Yeah.
that's not
Yeah.
producing. That's not producing. That's called that's. I will give you this. It's called being a creator. You created something. You created something, but you're not a producer. A
At
producer can
best.
produce 10 to 15 to 20,000 CDs in a single session. That's a producer. A producer is a guy that has millions of dollars of insurance, uh, millions of dollars of artists under their wings. It has an actual label and is producing music almost daily. Eminem is a producer. Eminem is a producer. Eminem is a producer. Cecil Wayne Carroll of Covington, Kentucky is not a producer. He's a scammer. He's a liar. He's a cheat. He's a skate. He's a horrible human being. He's a child molester. He's a child endangerer. He's a predator. He's a shitty human with a gun who has absolutely no training whatsoever as to the proper manipulation of a firearm. Uh, there are almost, I can name on my hand how many responsible individuals carry a firearm down the center of their pants pointing at their penis. Look at my hands. This is how many do it.
Right.
Zero people put a firearm down the front of their pants pointing at their fucking penis. Zero.
Yeah, he's attempting to appendix carry, but he's he's not the one to be doing that. Most professional trainers don't let their students even attempt to carry like that because it's so dangerous. Unless you're an expert, you have a specific reason for doing that. You're not going to be able to do that in a professional setting.
This motherfucker went on Twitter and messaged a bunch of what's most likely fan controlled or media controlled entertainers like Eminem and Snoop
Yeah,
Dogg and several. Hey, you got to see Coleman. Coleman's good. Why? Because you think that they're going to respond. These people will Google your name, Cecil Wayne Carroll of Covington, Kentucky, Sea Love, and they will come up with the very first video that comes up with me, which is the full unedited confession video of you admitting to molesting 2 children.
brother. The thing that kills me, not to interrupt you, but the thing that kills me is that he took the liberty upon himself to do that without even consulting Coleman. You know what I mean? He
Be-
didn't even ask for permission to do that.
because he's a predator, my friend. That's what
Yeah,
predators do.
but he
He's trying
stinks.
to get he's trying to get an in on
Yeah,
Coleman by somehow getting that way. If something happens, he can take further credit. Coleman is successful. You know why Coleman's successful? Because he walked the fuck away from Cecil Wayne Carroll.
that's
That's
right.
why he's successful. Why
And
is
Cecil
Lyco?
tried
Why is
silencing him.
Lyco's channel? Lyco's channel's doing better than him. Why?
That's right. That's
Because
right.
Lyco walked away from Cecil.
And shout out Lyco because his content's actually really entertaining for like they're young people, man. He's doing his thing.
He takes beats from other musicians and changes it, and then puts some shit rap to it, and calls himself a rapper. You are not a rapper. You are not the rap king of Covington. You are not the. You know what you are? You're the predator pedophile king of Covington. That's what
Of
you are
Covington.
because you haven't been caught. That's
Right.
it. That's it. You probably did some shady shit in front of Coleman like you did in front of Lyco.
You
And
know it.
like the right correct men they were, they walked the fuck away from you. So it's not because you wouldn't produce his music. Because first of all, I went through and listened to some of Coleman's stuff. It is 1,000% better than anything Cecil could do.
No,
1,000.
yeah. Yeah, it's not even in the same ballpark, man. I mean, that's the kind of music that Cecil wishes that he could be at that level. And I have a feeling too. That's why he silenced Coleman back in the day because I guarantee you, even when Coleman was 14 or whatever it was, Cecil had no desire to produce that young boy. He tried to get that young boy at the time he was a young boy. He tried to get him on his casting couch and put him in a movie, right? This movie that
Yeah,
he's never talked about.
a
What's up with
movie.
that?
A movie that more than likely had nudity in it. Because that's
Right,
how he thinks. He thinks like
right.
that. The man puts a gun down his pants where his penis is because he is trying to compensate for something. The only reason why he has a gun is to compensate for the fact that he's a weak, meek, cowardly individual who can only show power when it comes to children.
Bingo.
He is he is absolutely powerless around strong women. He is absolutely powerless around strong men. Anyways, I would like to play the video that he confessed in, if you don't mind, just so
Please do.
Coleman can more easily find it. So I am going to share my screen, full unedited video. There we go. If you could present me, my friend, I would greatly appreciate it.
Yes. Let me go ahead and
My
let me see.
my thanks to Daisy Bennings and Irish Stevo, obviously Master Shredder, myself, and the dozens and dozens of other people. No, present the share screen. Sorry, and the dozens of other people that have kept their foot on this guy's neck. Ah, you popped yourself out. You're muted.
Oh, my bad, guys. Share the.
Click on my share screen and then present that one.
You want you full screen?
No, the share screen with Steve-O's face on it. The video.
I don't see that. I don't see that, brother.
That's weird. Let me stop and then reshare it again. See if that happened. Let's see, present. Share screen. See if it shows up this time. Anything pop up down there?
No, sir.
That's weird. Let's see. Name stop screen. No. It should be there. I don't know why it's not.
I just see you and me at the moment.
Can you hear it?
I can't hear anything. I just hear you and me.
That's so weird. Well, anyways, I'll pop the link in. We'll do it that way. Let's see here.
Is it something on my settings, possibly?
It probably is, but I don't know how to even go about explaining it.
Okay, so I see the link in the private chat.
Yeah, I popped the link there. Just people can just click on it and watch it themselves. I could premiere it. I'll probably premiere it on my channel. But anyways, long story short, years ago, 7, 8, 9, whatever whatever years you guys want to add, I don't care. And again, what turned us on to tracking Cecil and following what it was he was doing was his original confession video where he sat there and made a confession about molesting 2 children as a 16-year-old babysitter that went on for several years until he was 18, until his sister told on him and his family kicked him out of the house. Then he got a job doing some rug stuff and cleaning houses. He was robbing those houses. He was stealing from the medicine cabinets. He was stealing kids' panties. He got caught. He went to prison. Got out of prison. Went to go live with his cousin. And then molested a third person there who is still currently to this day in treatment. There, long story short. Those are the things that turned us on to Cecil and tracking him. What's happened over the course of 7 to 8 years is Cecil has made numerous, over 300 now, videos of admitting and committing some serious offenses towards children. Lyco and his girlfriend being 2 of them, making heinous accusations about them, talking very overtly and directly sexual to them, showing up at kids' houses without parental consent to confront kids and cleanse their houses. He has streamed his daughter repeatedly against her wishes. He has streamed his wife. He has streamed his girlfriend, sorry. He has streamed his girlfriend getting undressed nude on cam and didn't even bother to delete that video. He has repeatedly used cameras to watch his daughter and watch his daughter's friends. All proven. And that's the big difference between Cecil and our group. And our group encompasses everybody, by the way. Okay? Our group has video evidence of the things Cecil has done, video evidence of the things Cecil has said, and video evidence of the things that Cecil continues to do. Because we have over 100 people that are ensuring that his videos get downloaded and his videos get saved on a server for the eventual day when Cecil is dumb enough to either take one of us to court or one of his victims develops enough strength to come forward and prosecute him to the fullest extent of the law, which needs to happen. Which, by the way, Lyco and his mom can do. I'm not sure if they're aware of this, since there is no statute of limitations in Kentucky. The fact that he showed up at Lyco's house, who is a minor, without his mom's consent, to confront Lyco as a 40-year-old man for disrespecting him online, is a crime. That's a crime. Okay? That's called child endangerment. He's had numerous times where he's had videos either pointing at his daughter's room, in his daughter's room, pointing from the window of his daughter's room into his daughter's room, and pointing towards the bathroom. He has caught numerous children, not his, on camera, scantily clothed or in compromising situations. He has talked about his daughter's sexuality, claimed that she was a lesbian, which now he's claiming she has a boyfriend who happens to be a person of color. Which is why he claims he's no longer racist. He has made racist, derogatory comments towards persons of color. He has made derogatory comments towards women. He has made derogatory comments towards children. He has made slanderous, false accusations, calling everybody against him pedophiles, wife beaters, spousal abusers, child abusers, and criminals. To this day, he has never produced an ounce of evidence. He has produced no videos that would support his statements. He has produced no criminal records that support his statements. He has produced no tangible evidence to substantiate his claims of the crimes that he claims were committed. But we have supplied evidence of his crimes. Vast difference between the two. I think you guys... Hey, Kit, good to see you. Good coverage on the Turtle Boy case there. He counters our claims, which we have evidence of, which everybody in the chat here can attest, my brother can attest. We have evidence of his crimes. And he claims the major evidence that we have, which is his confession, is fake. So, if all of the other videos that he's made doing these child endangering crap things and putting kids on camera that he don't have their parents' consent for, if all of that stuff is true, we wouldn't even need the confession video. So why is that one? I would think that if you're going to claim it's fake, you just claim they're all fake, but you can't because they're your videos. It's your words coming out of your mouth. It's your behaviors demonstrated on camera that you are a pedophile, you are a predator, you are a slanderous accusation maker. You do not care about your wife, you do not care about your child, you don't care about anyone. And whenever somebody that you may or may not have known becomes somewhat successful in their life, you somehow have the audacity to take credit for it, where you have played no role other than showing people like Coleman and like Lyko what men should not be and should not become. So I'll give you that credit. You've shown them not to be drug addicts. You've shown them not to be child molesters. You've shown them not to be abusers. You've shown them not to be liars. Because they saw what you were, and they said, I don't want no part of this.
And his MO has stayed the same through this whole thing. I mean, it was family members, right, with the girls, and then
Yep.
we're noticing more. Now we're noticing more young. At the time, these were young boys that he kind of went under the guise of he wanted to be a positive role model for these kids, and it's just very creepy and bizarre.
To boys, which leads me to believe that he's a closeted gay man, which would explain another reason why he's not married. Closeted gay men have children to try to prove to other people that they're not gay. So, I mean, I think he's gay. I think that he enjoys sex with men. He seems to know where all the male hookers hang out in Covington. He seems to have the most attraction to mentoring men or young men. So I do believe that he has a side of him that enjoys men. It's the only thing that makes sense.
No doubt.
But Cecil is a horrible human being. He's made some videos about Lyko, which is not true. He's made some videos about Coleman, which is not true. He has never mentored Coleman. Coleman has nothing to do with him, and everything that Coleman has successfully done for himself is based on Coleman's own work and Coleman's own talent. So, what's up, Wacky Jackie? Oh, he definitely went to. He was definitely. I don't know what kind of jail he went to, but he definitely went to jail for almost a year. Cricket. He was on parole, and then he violated that parole. He got the shit beat out of him by that dude in the boxing thing, whatever that was.
Oh yeah.
He lost his gun for what was it? Almost 3 months, huh?
It was
Lost
yeah.
his gun.
It was a
While
while.
they were investigating it for a straw purchase, and I still firmly believe that was very much a straw purchase. It was purchased and given to him before his records. Why are you jumping up there? Get down. Get down, please. Thank you.
Hey brother, is this what you wanted me to bring up?
Yeah, now you can see it. How'd you do that?
I went to. I had a little notification. Um,
Ah,
Sorry, I'm kind of incompetent with this stuff. You have to forgive me.
that's all right. It's all right. Yeah, so he fought a kid as part of an interview or whatever. I don't even know what that guy's name was. What was that guy's name? He fought
Crime
some
Street.
kid. Crime Street. Yeah, he fought some kid named Crime Street or Crime Street's kid, and basically
Yeah.
lost. It was a friendly little boxing match, but he basically he got pulverized, and then
Yeah,
I
it was
guess
embarrassing to talk.
they got swatted or something like that, and that's how he lost his gun. Um, and of course they had a tip. They had a tip that it was a straw purchase. I'm sure they investigated it. Whatever. So the police say it wasn't a straw purchase. I'll go with what the police said. I still believe it was definitely a straw purchase. But see, he's a manipulative little fucker, a little manipulative little prick, who thinks that he can just weasel his way out of everything. But
Yep.
like I said, when he's just doing his stupid shit like the fucking recycled beats and the fucking fake paranormal shit, ain't no fucking body talking about him. Nobody's bothering him, and he gets what, 9 to 12 views. The minute he spits out one of our names, his views go up because he knows people want to know what's up. But he has the same support in his chat now that he had back when he made his confession video, which is zero. Zero. You have no fucking community. You have no fucking support. You are nobody. You will remain nobody. And we will ensure that you remain a nobody on this fucking platform. And there ain't nothing you can fucking do about it, Cecil, because it's not illegal. You cannot claim we slander you when we have countless videos of you ready to prove that you said those things. Just like you call the FBI, just like you have a police investigation, both my brother and I went to the fucking Covington Police Department when we were together, and there is not one fucking investigation about us. You have never went there, and you have never showed them that video, because I guarantee you this. What was it they said to us? If they had seen that video by him, yeah, they would have said you committed a crime.
Yep.
They weren't laughing. They didn't
No.
think it was funny.
Nope.
So by all means, go to the police station. By all means, file charges. I have no doubt in my mind that my brother and I would come out victorious.
I want
Just
that
like
to
there wasn't
happen.
just like there wasn't a goddamn thing you could do about us handing out flyers at Walmart, which you showed up to an
Right.
hour and a half after we said you only have an hour.
I mean, how long were we silent on him? I mean, he just can't stop, and it just blows
We
me
have
away.
we
It
haven't made
blows
a
me away.
video on him since the Walmart.
I know. I
Like
know.
nobody fucking cares. The only
Nobody
thing we
cares.
care about is you're a predator and you're a pedophile, and every time you try to target kids or make kids your fucking focal point, we're gonna speak out about it. You haven't done any of that. You've been focusing on your stupid little life. Your little. Did you see he's got a little fucking $6 Timu badge? Oh, I'm starting my own private security company, and I got my first client. No, you don't. No, you
He's
don't.
working. He's working out of state.
Why do you think nobody's keeping tabs on? Are you fucking stupid? We're keeping
Right.
tabs on you because you're a fucking pedophile.
Right.
We know where you are. We know what you do. We know where you work. You are a self-admitted child molester. You pose an immediate risk to any child around you, including your own. You consistently put them on camera when neither your girlfriend or your daughter want to be on camera because they know. And then, meanwhile, you're filming your wife, girlfriend, whatever she is, nude. The fuck is wrong with you?
Hey, well, we got that up. Can we play? Are we able to play
Well, let me
what
see
you
if I can.
originally
If I
wanted to?
let me see if I play it. If it. Let's see if it plays the sound now.
Hey yo, remember when I said I get
Can you hear it?
Yep. Yep.
my
Yes,
hands
sir.
on the entirety of the video? Well, here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Whoops. Alright guys, before I begin the unedited clip, the one he complains has been altered and...
I just want to remind people. Earlier this year, this is the video. Cecil Wayne Carroll of Covington, Kentucky, the self-admitted child molester, has claimed YouTube auto bans the video because he reported it, and that's why nobody can have this video on their channel. That is incorrect. He attempted to strike myself and Steve-O on a video. Myself and Steve-O counterclaimed, and then we were awarded the copyright. So the only person that will get a strike or have their video removed from their channel if they put it on there is the very child molester.
People down there. These are like hangouts on air. In the past that I did a year ago, okay? Before they took it away. Now we'll notice something. Look, okay. Hangouts on air. Okay? That popped up whenever you hit live. Okay? And then it would take a second and then your video would show. What's up, guys? Okay? And then same thing when you end it. Alright, there's me saying goodbye or whatever, right? Much love. And then you would see the hangouts on air end as well. Okay? And it did it every dang time. Okay? See what I mean? So, there's that. Now, I say that because the what you're about to see, this is how you know this is the beginning and end. He told you it was from a hangout, from a live stream that was over an hour long. He is incorrect. Because I have the entirety of the footage from start to finish. Okay? From where it starts to pop up from the hangout, when he hit go live, to when he ended it. And it is not, I repeat, not an hour long. Okay? Not even fucking close. So he lied about that. Imagine that though, he lied. You know, when he gets busted in his lies, he goes, well, how am I supposed to remember? You know what I'm saying? Which he'll probably use that excuse. I don't know how many times I've heard that crap. As soon as he gets busted in a lie, well, it was like last month. How was I supposed to remember? Kind of crap. So I'm sure we'll hear that excuse again. So no, it is not an hour long. I'm tired of hearing you say that, okay? I'm tired of hearing you say the words were altered. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever, you will hear the entirety of the video. Roll it.
The West Coast, baby. Let me talk to y'all today, man. I didn't want to address this because the videos that came up about C Love was 6 years ago, going on 7 years ago, guys. But I feel like it needs to be addressed because there's still people coming at me asking me questions, man. I feel like since I know I'm innocent, I don't need to speak on it. I ain't got to explain myself, man. I'm not guilty, you know what I mean? If I was guilty, I'd be out there trying to explain myself every day.
Did you guys catch that first lie? If I was guilty, I would be out there explaining myself every day. Brother, can you tell me what has Cecil been doing for the last 7 years?
I mean, yeah, that's why we're here because he's been trying to backtrack that story every single day because he's guilty
So so he's been out there explaining himself every day.
every freaking day, man.
And by his own words, if he was guilty, that's what he
He'd
would
be,
be doing.
yeah, so he
Huh.
proves it right there. Yep, just more evidence.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, interesting.
I didn't want to bring it up because the girls that I was supposed to have done this to never came public and never said this to the public. Never accused me of what these people were accusing me of. So I felt I should have enough respect in that aspect and not speak on it no matter what rapper says what. But I feel like it needs to be said because I think it's stopping me in a lot of cases when it comes to my support that I get musically.
All right, so let's cover that. We're going to cover that. We're going to make sure we cover this really good, brother. He thinks that it's the video of him confessing to molesting 2 children is what's stopping him from getting support and famous. No. I mean, that's part of it, yes. But mostly, it's the fact that your behavior is disgusting. You continue to act like a predator. You continue to exploit children. You continue to exploit your girlfriend. And you continue to lie about people. That's why you have no support.
So I feel like it's necessary after 6 years. I've addressed this before, but I took those videos down because, like I said, I don't feel like it needs to be addressed because I ain't got to explain myself to nobody about anything. For one, let me explain something. I am not on the sex offenders list. Don't you think if I was a child molester, I would have been charged or something?
Okay. I think we've already touched on this before, but let's just remind folks. Not all child molesters get caught. Not all
That's right.
sexual aggravators get caught. Sometimes it takes years. Sometimes they go to their grave never having been charged. Want to know how I know this? Because I'm a survivor of a person that never got charged. Father McIntyre went to Florida and died in Florida. He never got charged. He never went to prison. Bill Cosby is out of jail, but he definitely committed the crimes. Okay?
Yep.
Kevin Spacey. Okay? Because the law works. Sometimes it's a double-edged sword. Sometimes it's not about what you know. It's about what you can prove. And in some
Look at the
cases,
singer from
people get away.
what band is that, brother? I hope I get this right. The Lost Prophets. He
Yep.
committed crimes years ago. He
Look at
just
this.
recently got caught.
The star of the big, not the Big Bang Theory. What was that called? That '70s show. That guy's in prison for the rest of his
Yeah,
life.
perfect example.
Okay.
Hi.
Sometimes it takes time. Sometimes it takes time. Sometimes it takes people to get up the courage to put forward the things that were done to them. Sometimes they never get caught. You happen to be one of those people that just hasn't been caught yet. But you're still a predator, you're still a pedophile, and you'll do it again if you think you can get away with it. It's harder because there's so much light on you right now. And every time you bring up our name, and every time you attempt to tell people that this is a fake video, my brother and I and our supporters will be there to remind people of who and what you are so that it stays in the algorithm so that no matter what you change your fucking name to, Cecil Wayne Carroll will still come up with a confession video.
Right? Let me tell you something else. The guy Intense, in which, don't get me wrong, I ain't got no beef with Intense. I support Intense's music. Shout out to 4 Block and everything. Like I said, I'm not trying to bring up old beefs. And Intense dissed me back in the day and shit, but supposedly we squashed the beef. And we were supposed to do music together, which I don't care if we do or not. I'm not pressed about that kind of shit.
Intense still hates him. My brother can
My
confirm.
point is we were supposed to have made up. We were supposed to get past the dumb shit. And, so hopefully everything's cool. Because I've done seen Intense numerous times out there in the public, and he ain't never said a word to me. Never threatened me, never disrespected me. He just went on about his way, and I went on about mine. I'm not doing this to bring attention to Mitch Rice, a.k.a. Intense, a 4 Block of Covington, Kentucky hip-hop. By the way, you guys should go check out his music. He's a really good artist. I support local rap artists, especially in my own city. I feel like any artist that's from my own city who is good, they're part of my family too. I support you because my city made me who I am today. And therefore, if
Your city made you a child molester? That's interesting to know. Nobody that does hip-hop in Covington, Kentucky, or outside of Covington, Kentucky for that matter, while we're at it, wants to support you, wants to acknowledge you. They don't want nothing to fucking do with you. You are a cancer.
Yeah.
The only thing you do is kill careers.
And I had been talking back and forth with Intense for a while. I almost had him to get on here and do an interview with us, but he pretty much confirms everything that that we've said and that we've talked about. And he's confirmed this video is authentic and everything.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, Keith. His hip hop was dying the day he made his confession video. That's when his career died, because everybody knows who and what he is.
you're part of my city and you rep my city, you're my people too, and I support you, regardless of how you feel about me. That's just the kind of person that I am. But anyway, now that we got that out of the way, the fact that I'm not here to roast up any old beefs I'm not here to diss Intense. Like I said, I support the guy, and he's a good dad, and he's a good person for the most part that I know of him, because I don't know him personally from the streets. I just know him from online. I don't hang out with the guy. I don't know his people, whatever, this and that. But I'm here to address the rumors. When I was 16, 17 years old, I was staying with my mom's, and I'm not going to throw out any names really, because I don't want to put anybody on the spot to make them feel like that they have to come and make a video and throw me under the bus or anything.
That's basically code for he didn't want his sister, his brother, or the two victims to make a video saying, no, this is what you did. That's what he's saying there.
Like that. Like I said, I'm not here to cause trouble. I'm here to clear my name and explain what happened. Since it's out there in the public, since Intense has got it out there in the public that about this so-called kid thing, I think it's my responsibility as a rap artist, a public figure, a spokesman of the city, to speak on it and explain it, because it's stopping me from getting features. It's stopping me from getting venues, shows. It's stopping people from really even giving my music a chance at all, simply because of the rumor, guys. Okay, and they don't even know. First off, let me tell you this. Intense don't know me. He don't know me from the streets. We didn't grow up together. He don't know my peoples. He might.
Yeah. So isn't that what he said about Lyco? Isn't that what he said about all the other people he used to work with that are speaking out against it? Oh, they didn't really know me. We barely even knew each other. We just kind of hung out. It's amazing how all the people that are speaking out about him, he suddenly doesn't know him and never really spent time with him. But yeah, you were caught snorting meds in front of Lyco. You definitely went to Lyco's house as a minor, as a grown man, to confront a minor about disrespecting you on the internet, while you sit here and slander hundreds of people. And you're not a spokesman for Covington, dude. You are, if anything, a stain on Covington.
No shit. He says it again. He said it again yesterday. He said he's the face of Covington hip hop. Sorry.
He don't know me personally. So when he went and did those videos and spoke on me, It was all because I said I was Covington, Kentucky hip hop king, because I was saying that I was a king of Covington rap. Because at that time, I was doing, I was in the process of making a mixtape, Kentucky Boy mixtape, and I was going to get all the best Kentucky rap artists on the mixtape, and everybody was going to be considered a king. But the mixtape never came about.
Except for Cecil.
The
Cecil would have
mixtape
been
never
the
came
queen.
about. So therefore, with the whole Covington, Kentucky hip hop king thing, had everything to do with the mixtape that was coming out with all the kings of Covington hip hop, all the main bigger rappers of Covington hip hop. It never happened, so now it looks like be the king of Covington, Kentucky hip hop. It's not the case. Let me break it down to you real quick before I go get my daughter off the bus, so everybody knows the truth. When I was 15, 16, and 17, I
Already the story's changed. At the beginning of this confession, he said when he was 16, 17. Now he's saying 15, 16, 17. The correct math is when he was 16, 17, and 18. For a period of 3 years, he lived with his mother and his aunt. But not really his aunt, just a friend of his mother's. And they had 2 little kids that he would babysit. We'll continue from there.
lived with my aunt. My mom's cousin, actually, but I consider her my aunt. She had 2 daughters who I would babysit, who was like 5 or 6 years younger than me and my brothers and sisters.
He would babysit. Okay, all of adults in this room, when you have a babysitter or a teacher or a firefighter or a fireman or a volunteer who is charged with watching your children, they are the what? They are the person in charge. They are the responsible party.
Sisters. We all know how kids are when they're young and underage and they don't have good parenting and they're not watched all the time. And technically, they're not even my mom's cousins, so we're not even blood related. And I don't want my so-called cousin to think I'm throwing out her business like that or trying to make her look bad. So I'm not going to say her name, the girl I was accused of. So I'm not going to say her name. I'm just going to tell you what happened. Me, her, and her sister was doing shit behind our parents' back because we were rebelling preteens, right?
All right, let's pause that there for a moment. You're a dad, brother. I'm a dad. What is a preteen?
A preteen is somebody who's not a teenager yet. So that'd be like 12, 10, 11, 12, right?
10, 11, 12. And what was his age again?
17.
Is the word teen in that number?
Yeah, he was not a. Yeah, he says we were all preteens. That's bullshit. I mean, I know he's dumb,
Yeah.
but he's. Yeah.
You are not a preteen, Cecil. You were a teen, charged with the protection and the watching of children by people that thought they could trust you.
Sorry, go ahead. Got food in my teeth.
This is where he thought he had food in his teeth, but it's actually... Now look at how many teeth he has there, folks, in this video. 7 years ago, he had a full row of bottom teeth. Today, he has 2 teeth.
Oh, well, I'll get it out in a minute. Well, we were doing shit behind our parents' back. We were doing sexual shit. And them girls approached me with this shit. I feel like them girls were molested because they were approaching me and my brother, Joe.
All right, here we go. He feels like those girls were already being molested because they were approaching him and his brother, Joe. So, let's again, we're in our 40s, bro. If we were babysitting at 16 years old and the kids were demonstrating sexual or overtly sexual behavior to us, not only would we have told the parents, but by law, we would be required to report that.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been handled like the way Cecil handled it.
You mean swept under the rug and getting caught by your sister?
Well, Yeah, but see, the thing that's fucked up is he takes that as an invitation that because these girls were more than likely molested, it's really bizarre that he knows that. He takes that as free game for him to put himself in that situation. So him knowing that these girls were affected in that kind of way, his ass should have never even been there alone with them.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's continue because he was only doing what they wanted him to do, right? As the babysitter. I mean, let's see.
Joey with it, like messing with this. Well, we were babysitting them because we were preteens. We wasn't 18. We were all underage to be technical with you guys. So how can an underage kid be a child molester first and foremost?
Well, I mean, as the expert of somebody that has been child molested myself by adults, I can tell you how a child can be a child molester. By doing things to children who are unable to consent. As a person with a position of authority over said child, you are considered a child molester. You could have been 14 years old doing stuff with 10-year-olds. Those children cannot consent. And if you were the babysitter, you are the person of authority. You are the person that adults believed were trustworthy enough to protect and safeguard their children, not to engage in sexual relations with them.
And brother, he says, how can a child be a child molester? Well, how can an adult be a rapist, Cecil? If one adult rapes another adult, they're a rapist. If an underage person molests a child, they're a child molester. You fucking idiot.
I mean, you couldn't have said it any better if you hadn't tattooed it on his fucking forehead. They cannot consent. You were in charge. Your words, Cecil. You were in charge. And you already felt like they were being molested.
Foremost, all right. So when my so-called sister seen me so-called molest her in her sleep, and while we were asleep, is a lie because
Okay, his so-called sister is a sister that he claims to have a great relationship with, and she still sends her kids to be watched by him. So-called means it's his sister, but it's only his sister when she's not accusing him of something. When she's accusing him of something, she's a whore prostitute that lies and thinks everybody is a child molester. So-called molesting is code for she walked in to the bedroom. He was in bed with two naked children, and his hands were down their genital area, and their hands were on his penis. That is what she so-called walked in on. Okay?
is like I told you, me and those girls and my brother and her sister were all, we knew we was not related, and we were all doing sexual shit when behind our parents' backs.
I'm sorry. What did he just say? We were all doing sexual things behind our parents' backs.
He said me
Huh.
and those girls and my brother and their sister. So does that imply more than two, brother?
I think what he means is the two girls. They were sisters. And the two brothers, Cecil and Joey, were doing sexual things with each other behind their parents' backs.
And when I got busted doing things with her sexually,
Okay, there's that word. When I got busted doing things with her, sexual. If it didn't happen, why would you use the word busted? Busted means you were caught doing something you shouldn't have been doing, correct? That's like my brother going to the gas station and getting busted taking a cup of coffee without paying for it. Can't get busted if you didn't do it.
that she, that us as underage kids were allowing each other to do one night. My sister, who didn't know any better, thought I was violating her, which it wasn't the case.
It's the one thing I'll agree with your sister on. You were violating her. It was illegal. It is a crime. You molested those children.
And remember this too, for anybody who's watching
She told
this.
me to
He was doing this for years. This went on for years. He got sloppy and got caught at this instance when his sister found him doing
do it.
this.
Yes, important. Thank you, brother. It was important to note he got caught at 18. 18 years old is when he got caught. Okay, so 16, 17, 18. He was doing this for 3 years. 10 and the 9-year-old are now 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. 13 is the preteen. She's now a preteen. He's now 18.
My sister didn't know that part. She just seen it for the first time and found out about it for the first time, and she assumed that I was doing something that the girl didn't know about. First impression, that's what she thought. 2 years later, so my sister was going around saying I was a child molester, even though I was a child anyways, and she didn't know that me and the girl were actually willingly doing shit with each other for years, because we're not related and we were rebelling against our parents. So with my sister spreading that rumor for so long, and the girl even going along with it and saying that that's what I did too, because she was embarrassed and didn't want anybody to know that that she was willing to do it, that she was the reason why it was even happening in the first place.
More like she was scared out of her fucking mind, and finally somebody older than you came forward and said, hey, you can't be doing this. And she was like, oh my God, I can finally tell you what's been going on for the last 3 years. That's really what probably happened. This is around the time that Cecil was kicked out of his home, because the parents found out what the fuck he was doing because his sister told on him, not Cecil. Cecil didn't go to the parents. The sister did, and they kicked him out. And like most families did in those days, they swept the shit under the rug and thought getting rid of him would fix the problem.
Place. She didn't want that part to be known, so she went along with my sister. Yeah, that's what he did. He molested me. No, I didn't. You know I didn't. You know you were the one that initiated me, and we were both underage. So just because I got busted doing what you told me you wanted me to do to you that night, I have to suffer.
There's that busted word again. Can't bust somebody that wasn't doing something wrong.
Because you're embarrassed to let the family know what really happened. That we were both willingly underage and doing sexual shit to each other. Kids do shit that they know they're not supposed to do when they're young. It's okay. It's okay to admit it. It's okay to come out about it. We're all human. None of us are perfect. Okay, so with my sister spreading that bullshit, for one thing, my sister would say, oh, he's a child molester behind my back, but then turn around and tell me to my face and behind my back that I'm her favorite brother. My sister was molested and raped since the time she was 2 years old. So in her mind, every man is a child molester.
That was his way of invalidating her accusation.
In her eyes. So since that rumor, I told my friend, my partner Rhyme Gutter, about it. And one time he got mad at me when me and him fell out and we wasn't friends for a while. He told Intense that bullshit. And at that time, even Greg Gutter Music didn't even know the details of what really happened. I tried to tell him, but he wasn't going to tell that part when me and him was enemies at the time. He was just trying to hurt me back in 2011. When me and Greg was not friends for a while, for whatever reason, we fell out. He went to Intense, took his side on the whole Cecil Crack Corn diss song and all that shit, and spilled some shit that he didn't know he was talking about at the time. This is before me and Greg was really ever became kind of close. It's before we really got to really know each other a little bit. It became kind of tight. You know what I mean? I'm not knocking Greg. I'm not knocking Intense. Intense was just speaking on things that he did not know the true details of. Even though Intense did meet the girls that supposedly this happened, They could say whatever they want to you, Mitch. I know the truth and the girls know the truth. It was not against her. What do you call it? It's when a woman allows you to have sex with her or whatever. But there was never any intercourse between me and those girls. There was never any oral sex between me and those girls. It was all just touching, kind of playing house stuff like little kids do. It was just kissing and touching, and it happened rarely. And they always initiated it. You know what I mean? So that's exactly what happened. So if you see Mitch Rice's intensive videos online where he's talking about, don't make me say the kid thing. Don't make me bring up the kid thing. Well, that's the kid thing. Since he never brung up the kid thing, that's the kid thing. And that's exactly what happened. It was not against their wishes on what happened between me and the girls. We were all underage, and they initiated it. And why is it that the other sister's situation wasn't brought up? It was just the one. Because it happened more with the other sister than it did with her. Why wasn't the fact that I'm underage? I was underage at the time too. Why was that not brought up? And why is it that I'm not on the sex offenders list? Why is it that I'm not hiding from my family? Why is it that none of my families came public and said that I was a child molester, not to listen to my music?
Important to understand here that his sister and his brother have both publicly said he did those things. It was, according to his sister, it was just something you did, but you haven't done it since then, is her statement. Which is probably why she sends her kids over there, but I don't know. I wouldn't send my kids over there ever. Not to mention the fact that when his family members call him out for it, they're suddenly, my mom's a whore and she wasn't a good mom. My sister's a whore and a prostitute. She slept with a bunch of Spanish guys. My brother's an asshole. I used to paint for him and he's just mad because I quit, but you really got fired. I mean, there's an excuse for everything in this kid's book.
Remember Uncle Charlie? Remember how he used to talk about Uncle Charlie, and they would get into fights because he wouldn't let his kid stay over there. But Cecil would try to get the kid to be able to stay, but Uncle Charlie was like, "Fuck no."
That's because I strongly suspect Uncle Charlie knew. Just like his dad knew. You know? Everybody in his family knows. This kid was painting with his brother for 2 weeks and got fired for painting the wrong room. I mean, Jesus Christ. Nothing is ever this kid's fault. Every job he's gotten fired from has been because of a behavior he's demonstrated. In fact, one of his former co-workers spoke out about him. You know? So he's a horrible human being. He's been a horrible human being. He remains a horrible human being. But his reasoning behind everything is either say it's a fake video that they edited, or they're just lying because they're criminals themselves. My coworker's a liar. He tried to drug a bunch of his coworkers and he got fired. The security job fired me because they kept calling in. No, the security job fired you because you're on video wearing their uniform, waving a gun around like a fucking lunatic, talking about how you're going to shoot people, and they fucking saw it and said, no, you can't fucking do this shit. There's a fucking handbook, employee handbook of do's and don'ts, and you just broke like 5 of the rules. You didn't get fired from the warehouse because people called the warehouse. You got fired from the warehouse because you drove a fucking forklift into a fucking column and destroyed $30,000 worth of fucking merchandise.
Unfucking believable, man.
You got fired from Jablon because you're flirting and hitting on underage teenagers working there, and they didn't want nothing to do with you. You got fired from your other security job because you kept leaving your post to go get coffee.
Yeah. Oh.
So for those of you who listen to the Cecil Crackhorn disc, understand that this right here, what I told you, is the God's honest truth coming from the source. I'm one of the most loyal, realist down to earth people you ever meet. If I have nothing to lose, I'm not gonna lie to you. I got nothing to lose. Well, I got a lot to lose, but I got nothing to gain from lying to you.
Okay, so like, another lie. He has everything to lose. He has nothing to lose because he has nothing. He is nothing. Okay? He has everything to gain by creating this narrative that he is just this victim. And the things that he can gain are support to his channel, a relift to his music career, which is non existent right now, and these 3 or 4 different jobs that he does part time to collect a paycheck at the end of the week. So he has everything to gain by getting people off of his ass for pointing out that he's the child molester. He is admitted to it. He's a child molester. His sister's admitted to it. He's a child molester. His brother's admitted to it. He's a child molester. His uncle is admitted to it. He's a child molester. His cousin is admitted to it. He has countless victims. Those are the ones we know. With this type of behavior, there's probably a ton of victims we don't even know about. But I can't comment on that because I don't have video evidence of that. What I do have video evidence of is the things that I'm saying now. He's definitely molested 3 children. They're all somehow related to their family in some way, form, or shape. Okay? He's definitely a criminal. He definitely went to jail. He definitely stole kids' panties and medicine from medicine cabinets while cleaning houses. He definitely destroys merchandise and jobs. He definitely abandons his job. He definitely lies about his coworkers. He definitely hits on his coworkers. He's definitely a scumbag. Facts, evidence, videos to prove it.
Why is it there's never ever been another case or rumor brought up that I was ever a pedophile? Ever. Why is it that the neighborhood kids come down here and play with my daughter all the time, in which they are all the same age as my 6-year-old daughter? I am trusted around little girls. Girl down the street who plays with my daughter is my daughter's best friend. The other day she said,
Here we
"Thanks
go.
for the cake, Cecil.
Listen closely, folks.
Hey, won't you fill my belly and feel how full I am from eating?" I said, "No, don't you ever ask another man to fill your belly." Like I teach.
In all of my life,
His new one?
has that thought never run across my fucking brain when some kids like feel my belly or feel my
Now
forehead?
you know who it is, though.
Ever has that run across my head? I've never thought that because that's not a thought that goes through a head of a normal parent. How about you, brother? Have you ever in your life of being around kids or raising kids, have you ever thought to yourself, I shouldn't touch my kid's belly because somebody might think I'm doing something? He probably stepped away. One of the chat,
I'm
if you
here.
agree
I'm
with
here.
me.
I'm here. I'm sorry. I'm going to be in and out a little bit. I'm sorry.
None of us have ever thought like that when one of our kids or one of our kids' friends is like, oh, feel my belly, I'm full. We don't think to ourselves, oh, I shouldn't do that because people might think that I'm child molesting.
What
I
the
thought
fuck? Yeah.
that's never gone through my head.
I'm just letting you know.
Little kids about pedophile awareness and stuff, and what to look for, and not to let people do certain things to you if they're babysitting or whatever. I look out for babies. I protect kids. So let's hope that I never have to make another video about this. I just felt like, even though it's been 6 years since this shit was put out there publicly by Intense, and I took down all my response videos and everything through the years, I just feel like I just needed to get on here and explain what really happened.
By took down, he means
And
hid. He
tell
hid.
my side of the story, which is the actual truth. That way,
Everything
for
about
those
your
of you
story
who
was a
don't
lie.
choose to hit play on my music, or those of you who don't want to buy a ticket because you're afraid that somebody might think of you, now that you know the truth, versus hearing it from some rapper who's never spent more than 5 minutes around me in my whole life, who was just trying to get whatever potential support I get from anybody musically, that he was trying to 50 Cent and Ja Rule me is what he was trying to do because he didn't like me.
All right, I think we've had enough of this shit. You guys can see the rest. Here's another important factor. He teaches kids about pedophilia awareness. This is a guy that brought a random child on a live stream with his daughter to ask her if he was a creepy man. A child that's not his. A child that he has no permission from the parents to put on social media. A child that he films their backsides quite often. A child who is absolutely should not be around him. This is a 100% one of those slick-filled pedophiles covered in grease that has yet to have been caught by the authorities that need to catch him. So all we have is our ability as streamers, as subscribers, to ensure that we remind people at least once a month in this idiot's case of the fact that he is a 3-time self-admitted child molester. More than likely more victims than we know about. That he's a horrible human being, that he's shit music, and he has absolutely no support and no views on his channel unless he's talking about our group. That's also a good point, Shire Ghost. So that's all I have on this guy. I don't know if my brother has anything to add. But Cecil Wayne Carroll of Covington, Kentucky is a self-admitted child molester. We will continue to make Covington, Kentucky aware through Facebook and social medias, through our trips to Walmart when we hand out the flyers.
Yep.
You got anything to add, brother?
Yep. No, man, that was beautiful. Well done. I'm glad we touched on a lot of things. I mean, right when you think it can't get any worse, time and time again, it's been a big year. This has been a very productive year with exposing Cecil. And
thank you, live your dreams. Merry Christmas to everybody.
yeah, Merry Christmas, Shire, Live Your Dreams, Kit, Hobbs Hall. Oh well, Cricket. I seen everybody in here earlier too. I mean, thank you for everything, Bill.
This isn't my channel, but I'm sure my brother will agree. By all means, I think you guys should share this video on your channel. Premiere it if you want. I have no issues with that. You're more than welcome to premiere it. Show your communities who this fucking scumbag is and what he's about. Share it once a month. Just re-premiere it as a video. Because everybody needs to be reminded, in case new people come in, who this fucking thing is and what this thing is.
Hey, Kit. Yeah, and like when he tries to buddy up with somebody for clout or for popularity or whatever, I'm always over there letting these people know whether they don't like me for doing that or whether they do. I don't care because I feel like it's my duty to let these people know what the fuck this idiot's doing. You know what I'm saying? Scooter, it's good to see you guys. Yeah, thank you everybody for coming in. I love y'all. You guys are great. Happy New Year. But I guess, brother.
I'm gonna drop a quick link in the chat. My daughter is in a contest for the Cake Boss.
All right.
We're trying to get her into the top 5. You can vote once a day, every day up until Thursday night when the contest's over. We're trying to get her into the final 5. It had thousands of people in the beginning. We're down to the final 10 right now. She's in 6th place. I need everybody's help to get her to 5th place or better if we could. Please vote for her and share the link on your channel. I would greatly appreciate it.
Awesome.
All right, I'm all set, brother. You got anything you want to talk about? We're done?
No, that's great. Yeah, everybody go to that link for sure. Yeah, man. Thank you. This was a good time. I'm glad we got together finally. I miss you. Let's do it again soon.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're still getting together this spring, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Our trip, man.
All right. Sounds like a plan. Merry Christmas to you, to my nephew, and my wife and everything. Good luck. Have a great night, and get some work done.
Yes, sir. Send my love to your family. I'll get a hold of you. We'll be talking.
All right, brother.
All right. Thanks again. Love y'all.